Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2, the UK modded series. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. Last video, there was a time lapse in which I did some I think I said about 5 or 6 hours of work and combined it down or compressed it down into about 45 minutes of time lapse and then a little bit of rambling on either side. In today's video, I'm going to be... well, there's one thing I need to resolve first. And then if I get time after that, I'm going to be doing something else. So the first thing that I need to resolve is this setup here with the loop going back towards the marshalling yard that you see. In fact, just in the distance, if you look at the center of the screen, right at the top, you can just about make out the marshalling yard. Now, from this construction materials plant, bricks, or brick foundry, brick factory, brickworks, that is the word I'm looking for. From these brickworks, there are 2 trains that are constantly supplying that marshalling yard. However, those 2 trains have to go through this loop, down the main line, straight through Berwick upon Tweed station. In fact, here comes one of those trains that has just come through Berwick upon Tweed station, and then over and across into the marshalling yard. Now that does work, but it is causing some traffic problems as more and more trains now are using this particular stretch of the network. So, in this video, I am looking to figure out a new solution to this, ensuring that this loop will still exist in some form, but ensuring that there are 2 less trains that are running on that main line, having to cross over left and right, and therefore causing a little bit less traffic. Also, I do not recall having this train in reverse. Oh. I'm going to leave it for now, but apparently that is in reverse. So yes, that is the first thing that I need to fix. The second thing that I need to fix is going to be power stations. It is the year 1930, which means power stations should be coming online because of the whole national grid thing. National grid is, of course, the electricity system throughout the entire country, across the island, which connects up all the various different power stations across the country, or across the countries across the UK, and allows them to distribute power as needed to the various different locations, various different areas. Now, I say that it isn't quite like that. It's a little bit more complicated, and there are regions to the national grid, but I'm not going to be getting into the finer details of that. So, in order to replicate that here, I'm going to be looking at putting up 1, maybe 2 power stations, but for now, just 1 power station, which is going to be resembling Battersea Power Station, so it will be using the Battersea Power Station mod. And thereafter, I shall start looking at how to put power lines up all over the place, but also I'm going to have to try to figure out how to get coal over to that station. So make sure you stay tuned. If that is not done in this video, that will be next video's job, but after that will be the 1930 early 1930 section completed, and then we shall move on to 1935. Okay, so you have seen the issue that we have here with the trains coming across. Now let me just highlight that a little bit better. So we have this route, goes through here, goes here. Now this section, I'm not fussed. There is only 1 passenger train going across it. Really not a bother. Up to here, definitely not a bother. this bit is a bit of a bother. So we've got a crossing here, which will slow down any trains coming in this way. We also have this join here, which then goes into the middle. As you can see, this bit is quite busy. I need to try to work out if I can push some trains over somehow. And then straight through the middle here, where we have West Mersey mixed goods, the bricks, the coal, sorry, that's Berwick bricks. So that goes to West Mersey, that goes to West Mersey, that goes to West Mersey. Those are the Berwick bricks that keep coming in and out. And I think that's it. So 1, 2, 3, 4 lines going through the centre there. That is all well and good. But then over here we run into an issue. Because you see, because of the way this is designed, it isn't quite working the way it's supposed to, annoyingly. So everything gets pushed into these 2 lines and then across into here. And that causes trains to stop here. And if one freight train gets stuck there, then you have tailbacks. Sometimes the tailbacks are quite severe. I've seen them all the way back here. So that is naturally an issue that I need to resolve. And in moving the bricks, that should actually be possible. So what am I going to do? What I'm planning, why is that such a state? These Pullman trains age very quickly. You'll notice that the lag is still there. Do not mind that. That is because I've put the timetable mod back in. It's always best, I think, to use the timetable mod until I want to do a showcase, and then I can work on doing something else, taking it off and running it in a different way. Now, what am I going to do? Well, I'm thinking I can try and drop this down, go underneath these 2 lines here, cut through this area and come out here. And then from here it will go straight through. Now this might require just a little bit of adjustment, just this area here. It can go straight through here and into these platforms here. Now these platforms are actually disused. Well, that one is anyway. That is currently a disused platform. So that is what I think I need to do. Also probably need to get rid of that 30 mile per hour speed sign. So yes. Ooh, we have something here that should have been here that is no longer... Interesting. There was a platform that should have been here that is no longer here. What have I got rid of? Well, I have to have a look at that and try to fix it. Now, in order for me to be able to do this, what I have to do is adjust these 2, or at least one of them, probably best just to do one. Adjust one of these to, instead of pull in or tuck in here, it needs to go across here. So that is going to be step 1. 20 mile per hour track is the track of choice. Oh, and also I did mention towards the end of the last video that I was going to try the global upgrade for all the fields, the field boundaries. I am happy to report that it works. So I did a global upgrade on, well, apparently I have field boundaries that are not the same, but I did a global upgrade on all field boundaries that had one of those names. And as you can see, it has gone ahead and upgraded all of them. Now, I should probably find out what these ones are. What are these that it did not upgrade? So I can always show you this. That. Let's find out which one this is. That one. Einfach Heck. Heck. I don't know how to pronounce that. But that is a one. 409. So, what we'll do is we'll go global upgrade. Best thing to do here is pause this. Because as you can see, it sort of scans everything. It does a scan of everything, every segment, every path, and then tries to figure out what it needs to do. Right, so if we do that, and it's 409, so it's that one. Upgrade to the same thing, but player ownership, yes. Execute, upgrade. 793 segments, and it is half done, over half done. Sorted. There we go, completed. That upgrade is done. If we now have a look at, not that, completed, perfect. If we now go to this, and we go to the tools, there you go. And it's all done. Exactly as we were hoping. It really was that easy when I did it for the other one as well. For the rest of them. Although at that point it had 59,000 upgrades to do, I think. But it managed it. Anyway, as I said, first thing that I need to do is get this one right here. Is it this one? Which one is it? This one. This one here. This needs to start going in a straight line. So we're going to break that. Do I break it? Let's break it up to here. Now, the issue I am going to have is this curve. It's going to be these curves here, which actually, well, one of them is used. Let me see what happens if I try this. So, 20 mile per hour track from here. I should be doing this paused, obviously. Oh, wait. It can accept something. It can accept that. Okay. I think I should probably just take that to start with. Let's take that to start with. Good start. So somehow that's managed to make its way across, which is surprising, and apparently these can also be slipped, which is even more surprising. Now, this bit is disused, so that is a little awkward. What I need to do is rework. I think I need to rework this entire section. So what can I do? So it goes across like that and then back in this way. What if I were to make this so one thing that I need to do now is make this a double, right, One thing I need to do is make this a double... No, not that. Make this 2-track, which apparently it does not wish to do. Transport Fever 3 cannot come soon enough. This section is 40. I mean, sure. I'll leave it at that. Oh, now it wants to do it. Oh no, before it doesn't want to do anything. Why did that make no noise? That was odd. So this is where I have an idea. So what I will do is I will destroy this section. And peel it off like that. Good. Nothing should still be using that. There we go, catch one of these. There you go, there is a prime example. See, this is waiting. So if this is waiting, is it causing anything else to wait at present? Not, yes, there we go. So that is waiting behind that. That is now pulling in behind that and waiting behind that. And if another train comes along, which it hasn't yet, thankfully, that will end up waiting too. So by removing 2 trains, one in either direction, it will speed that up. Now I just need to see how big these are. These are 234 yards, which is not ideal because that is not going to be a 234 yard section. Well, that is annoying, but that's okay. There we go, we've got the 40. And now this should be a... Yep, this is big enough. So, what we now do is... Well, we have those signals there. So this should wait... Should wait there. And I will put this. This is a very, very dodgy thing I'm doing here. Very dodgy. Realistically, I should be cleaning this entire thing up. Yes, this entire thing should be cleaned up. So, train will come along here and go there. What we need this is what we need. That. Well, that fixes the issue that I was having. So that now goes across there correctly. Now it does make this section useless for this line, but it will not be useless for the other. Now, to help with that, I need to put a signal here. And that signal there is also fine. That signal there is fine. That signal there is fine. That will wait until... So that will wait for that to be in and out, which is maybe a little less than ideal, but there is nothing that prevents me from doing this, right? There we go. Nothing stops me doing that. So what that now means is that I'll be able to pop this onto 2 lines, should this line be clear, of course, which it may not always be. But how I built this is very, very complicated, the way in which I built this. So that is now happily the way in which it should be. I am going to, as you can see, I've been trying to have a look at the power stations. Let's go ahead and paint some ballast over here. There we go. Good. What was the speed limit change? 40, 20, the speed limit is, well, it's a bit rubbish the way it shows that. There we go. It's right there. Yellow. Oh, is this again? That one there. There we go. Now we have yellow signs coming up. Actually, to be honest, given where it is, this could probably be a low sign. Yeah, I'm okay with that. There we go. Good. That works. And then, do we have the 10 mile per hour sign for this? Or what? Speed 10. There it is. Do I really want this to be 10? That is a whole other question. I'll have to see. I'll have to see about this area, but for now I'm going to put the speed sign of 10 in. 10 and 40. There we go. Okay. If that changes, I might bring that up to a different speed. What is this one? This is 10 as well. I might bring that up to 20, depending on what I need to do. Right. So this section is now ready for this. Which, there we go, another example right there. This one is now waiting for that train to go through, whereas it really should not have to wait for that at all. What I am going to do is push this signal back, and I'll use the exact same signal. I'm going to push that signal back to there. The reason for that is because I want to be sure that that actually catches that. That is enough space to keep these two clear. Good. Now there has been a release of the Better Signals mod. See, that train is still waiting. That could have already been out this way, getting ready to loop through. There is something called a Better Signals mod that I have seen. I'm not sure exactly how it is going to work, but I have seen it, so I'll have to have a look at that. Right, next up, let's go for 30 mile per hour track. That train, whatever, that sounds great. These carriages sound great. That's the new train, isn't it? Okay, so what do I want to do here? Well, I am going to double track this, so just to... Oh, okay. I was going to say, I am going to double track. There we go. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to push that back. Then I'm going to do this. And have that go down. Now I have no idea how this is going to work. So I'm going to have to... try. I'm just going to have to try to get it to work. And you may have seen me attempt this in the time lapse last week. It does tunnel. Okay, it does manage it. That actually manages it surprisingly well. There, it still manages that. It does not like that. But it does not mind that. Okay, let's take that. So now we have a tunnel that is not exactly very noticeable, which is great. And then what I need to do is, well, it does not need to come up that steeply. But I do need it to start making its way back out at some point. So I need it to somehow... So I need to somehow make its way to that road there. And that actually goes... So there's a 5 meter uphill. So I could do that. Just have it as a gentle uphill all the way. Okay, going to do this. Do that. I know this is a bit messy, but what I'm then going to do is break this section again. Just this bit. I'm then going to break that section. And do that. Yep, that works quite nicely. So I want those trains to go straight through the middle. Absolutely fine. So what I really should be doing is managing this line and switching off platform 2. There we go. Okay. So that can go there, and it could wait for this track to be clear, and therefore it can go there. And this one would come up here and wait for the clearance into this section, where at this point it will wait. So we can have it waiting just here. That's again true. What is a double head signal? Oh, never mind, I see it. I understand what that is. Yep, I understand that. So I could have this wait there. Now, I would rather it not have that longer tunnel, because this is not really That's low. But would a tunnel be better? Okay, comments. Is a tunnel the better option here? Also, going to make this bit not be a tunnel. But is a tunnel a better option? So answers for that, please. How long is this tunnel? It is 700, 800 yards? 850 yards. It says half a mile. So that tunnel is half a mile long, which is not the longest of tunnels. But is it worth me doing that? Is the question. Right, and then what I need to do is I'll double track this. Does it need to be double tracked? That is the other question. Because will this fit the 200 and... No, of course it won't. Why would it? So maybe I have to have the tunnel exit here and then have that open. Which would then make the tunnel, what, 680 yards or so? 720, 730 yards. Which would give me the additional 30... That give me the additional bit I needed? Yes, it would be more than enough. Although, why am I doing that? Surely I can just do this. There's no harm in doing that, right? That seems completely suitable and safe. So it just tucks in there. And then what I need it to do is, this should be more than enough room to do what it needs to do up here. Yes, it is. And another thing I can do is possibly push this tunnel a little bit further back. So, okay. Manage line. Let's go platforms 1 and 2. That one is still doing what it needs to. What it needs to do. So, this is where it gets a little bit awkward. Oops. This is going to get a little bit awkward. It needs to be platform 4. I know. Right. Now it says it is not reachable from previous. Yes, that is just a temporary. That is surely a temporary issue. I cannot see why that is. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. this is going to be quite awkward. I hope this works. Right. I think this is just going to be the episode. Why is that not? Oh, because of that. There. Okay. Okay. Hang on. One of these can be slipped, can it not? That one. Turn that train around. It can still make it into the new platform. Okay. Now, it is still trying to connect that one on its way back that way. But that is not an issue. It's not an issue whatsoever. Is there any train on its way back? Where's the other train? Not that one. That one. Where are you going? You're on your way back. Where are you? You're here. Okay. So as soon as that train clears this area, we need to make an adjustment. Or I can just make... No, we need to make the adjustment as soon as it clears. Pin that. Pin that. There we go. Right. Let's go ahead and increase the speed of this line. Because we have that capability now. I'll bring it up to 40 miles per hour. Then I will look at the speeds. 36 for possibly make that a little bit shallower. We'll have to see. Here it comes. So you can see what issues can potentially arise here. That one is now working its way in. Come on, nice and fast. As quickly as you can. It's just a bit of railway optimization, as it were. Actually rather have this straight and then turns in at a slightly sharper angle or something like that. That might need to be reworked. Yes, that might be something I need to rework. But I will deal with that as and when the time comes. Okay, that is moving across. Train 109 is moving into closer to position. This one is almost in where it needs to be. Good. Now what I'm going to do is probably leave a little bit of this spur. It's always nice to see those little spurs. I think that is somewhat realistic. Come on, come on, come on. haven't got all day. Oop. It's coming along. Where is that noise coming from? Oh, it's probably here. Okay. This one's just about to reach where it needs to be. That one is where it needs to be. And I shall now pause this. Where are you going? You do not appear to be going where I want you to go. I'll probably have to leave it and figure out where on earth it's disappeared. It should have gone... I should have quite easily ended up where I wanted it to be, but clearly that has not happened. I probably need it to do that. That is the angle I want for it. Yes, that is the angle that it should have been. So, you know what? It is fine. I can always bring that down to 30. It's not... No, not that. It's not that big a deal. Oh dear. That does not appear to be very happy. Not there. Not there. There. Okay. We now have the lowered section. Put the old signal back in because it was an old signal. And I suppose in here I can have that signal about there. Probably do the same here. There we go. And right here. Okay. Would this end up jamming? What if I get rid of that signal there? This might end up jamming somehow, but I'll figure it out. So, that is now running as it's supposed to. And it goes underneath that, through there. So again, please do let me know if you think that it should be more embankment rather than anything else. Yeah, I need to figure out where are you going? Excuse me, turn around. Turn around. I'm going to turn this around and turn this around again. So I'm going to have to wait for it to get to about here, turn it back around and have it head in this direction. But that should start clearing some of the problems I've noticed over here. Now, it might just move the problems over to this, which is of course a pain, but oh well. Now here I need to put in, so we've rebuilt the road, Oh, we need to rebuild the road. What is this? These are nice. Oh, we've got to that time. Annoyingly, it's the lighting is all wrong. It was not for the fact that... Oh, I'm going to have to start looking at some of these. Definitely going to have to start looking at some of these. Right, so what was I doing? Stick to what I know, which is this one. It's that one. I don't see an issue there. I'm going to turn this back around. As soon as I get the right chance. Is it going to be able to cross back over? Find out. And a reverse. Okay, that should sort itself out. This section is a bit... It's a bit of a mess. Can I lift this point up? Maybe that will help a touch. Still is not great. Like, trains will fit under this without an issue. There is no doubt about that. They will get through that middle. There's one of those thin ones as well. Not that. This one, right? Probably, I think the best option is to use that one. Build anyway. And maybe there to there do... no, not there to there. Split this about here. And do there to there. Do that. Okay, do that. That looks better. Yeah, that looks much better. Now what I could do is put some additional bits in, but hey look, that is now where it needs to go. Excellent. This 10 mile per hour section might be a problem going forward, but it should not be too big an issue. So we have a few 10 mile per hour sections that I'm going to have to deal with. Here comes that train. But this is now all open as it should be. What I am going to do is pause this and see this road. I think this road needs to be built at some point. So what I could do, this isn't that much of a cutting. Okay, again, do you think I should bring this tunnel back to about here? Or should I leave the tunnel there and just build a road over the top? Build the road over the top, like however it wishes me to do it. Yeah, those are my options. That is obviously out of the question. But yes, that is what I need to try and figure out. That does look a lot better, though. It does look a lot better than what it did before. And unfortunately, Battersea Power Station and the like has not been sorted. Now, that also means that there are 2 fewer trains that need to be in this area and are going to get stuck, because those trains were quite frequent, because all they do is go there and back and there and back and there and back, whereas these trains go all the way to West Mersey and back, and there is only one of those, whereas there are 2 that just go there and back and there and back. Things I'm not keen on. The way that ARC has turned out, I might want to clean that up. Again, let me know. That tunnel bit there, perhaps not. The fact that this tunnel is half a mile long, maybe something to think about. Of course, if we're looking at something like the London Underground, the tunnels are miles long. So there is that. Also, another thing I did in the last video that I did not show is I've got rid of this line. The track is still there, but there is no longer an active train on this. So if you have any ideas as to what I should do with this, please let me know. Should I just delete it all, or should I try to maybe leave parts of the cutting in, or what should I do? Do let me know in the comments, please. Another thing that I did not that one, because that one needs to be done. This one. I'm not sure if this was shown on camera too. So this part of Downham Market, this might have been done afterwards. I've gone ahead and built a road across. Now, I have not connected it up to that yet, because I think the Weetabix factory is going to have to be reworked, and I will then end up connecting this section. This bit is so detailed. Sometimes I forget that I've added certain bits of detail in certain locations that really are very, very in-depth. Oh, and it looks like a lot of this is already building up. So, in fact, at the start of this video, when I checked, none of this bit was built. There was one house here. This bit was done, but I don't think any of this was built, and these were filling in. That is all done now. All of that's built up quite significantly. Downham Market is really growing at a rapid rate. Now, if you look at this now, this is just a matter of curiosity. If we, say, measure that, a train will be going through this. Okay, well, apparently it does not wish to do that bit. So that's 500 yards. $650 yards. 750 yards. 900 yards. Bring that down by 50 yards, so 1,000. So what did I say? 900 yards? So 1,150 yards. Okay. So far, you are going through this for the better part of a mile. You are going through... Oh, this train is... There we go, this is an example. So you are going through it for... Can I show... Is there any other train I can show doing this? that might actually demonstrate what I'm talking about a little bit better, because that train's already started going through. No, I don't think there is. This train. Yeah, this train will do it. Keep an eye on that one. But yes, the better part of a mile you are going through. Now, I think I could expand this out all the way here, which would add another couple of 100 yards to it. So yeah, you'd be going through it for a mile, and it would just be a mile of town that you are going through, which may not sound like a lot, but in Transports Fever 2 terms, that is quite a bit. And if I manage to somehow fill out this section as well, you could end up with a mile and a half, potentially. After which it would be a little bit of fields, the marshalling yard, and then a new town. It would be Berwick, which again I think needs to be expanded. I mentioned this last time, and it can probably come all the way out here. That could be Berwick, and possibly all the way out here too. How far away is this one? Are you the one? You are not it. You are it. So yes, anyway, the reason I'm letting this play for a bit is I just want to make sure that there are no issues through here. So we do have that 10 mile per hour thing, which is a bit of a... That bit is a little annoying. I will admit that bit is somewhat problematic. Could I increase that speed to 20? There is potential for me increasing that speed to 20. I expect trains to be going a lot slower through it though. This is going to be waiting. Not waiting, because it has this bit here that it needs to go through. This is just going to take a while. Surely there's another train coming along that I can use. Not that one. No other express trains? No other express trains coming through. Not you. You could be one. That is a lot leaving though. I kind of just want to take a screenshot of that. Those are a lot of trains leaving. No, do not adjust that. It does not look too bad. Does not look too bad at all. Anyway, I think I am going to just end this video, because otherwise this is going to take a while. That's the train I wanted. That was the train. It only has 6 on it. But that is definitely the train I am after. The question is which one of these trains is going to ruin it? That one. No, it isn't. That one is not going to ruin it. Where is that going to get badly? I have no idea. Right, let's hop on board this one to end this video. Or I could do with improving that bit. Don't want to hop onto it like that. That might as well too. I'll hop onto it when it's a little bit closer. And this is just so that you have an idea of what I'm talking about in terms of how large this is. In fact, let's go on to it now. Hop on board now. Okay, and at that point I am going to end the video, do my outro. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click on the like button if you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think. Suggestions for the power station are still up in the air. Where should I place it? The plan is to place it in Downham Market, right next to the river, but if you have a better idea, please do let me know by writing it down in the comments box below. If you want to do so, you can follow me on social media, support me on Patreon, or join my Discord server. Links are all in the description box below. We are entering Downham Market, and at 64 miles per hour, this is going to take us 45 seconds to get through it. However, we are still accelerating, so... Oh no, we are now slowing down. Oh yes, because it is a 50 there is a 50 section. So this should take just over 45 seconds, maybe 50 seconds or so. We've just gone past 30 seconds. There's the 40 seconds. $50 seconds, roughly. In fact, it's taken us nearly a minute to get through this. And now over a minute. And this is sort of what I mean with the way this is actually designed. This is also, I think, the track and everything for this it's a bit awkward, a bit wrong. But I'm going to have to figure that out. But yes, so imagine that now being built up out here and out here as you go in without the timetable mod, so it'd be much smoother. There is plenty of sights going on and very, very realistic. But yes, that is all from me, and I shall see you next time in Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series, where I'm planning to, right here, put in a power station. That doesn't sound difficult, but given that I have to somehow get coal to it, it might turn into be a slightly bigger problem than you might be thinking. I'll see you then.